On Sunday, we talked about the power of generosity and how when we can express generosity to others, it expresses the heart of God to the world around us. And we know as followers of Christ, we're called to be free. And yet we also know that in Canada, the average household debt and personal debt is just staggering. And so many of us are struggling under the weight of debt. In fact, one stat I saw said that 1 in 4 of us feels crushed by our debts. And so we know that as followers of Christ, that kind of bondage is not part of who we're supposed to be. And so there are things we want to do to get out of that debt so that we can be free, so that we can be free to be generous and we can watch the blessing of God unfold in our lives and not be in that statistic that just feels so hopeless and under this weight. So I know a lot of you are thinking about that and you went away from Sunday thinking, yeah, I know that that's who I'm supposed to be. I'm just not exactly sure what to do or how to get there. I've gotten myself into this place. How do I get out? And so I was asking Jackie, who's an accountant in our church, and she was the treasurer here for many, many years. How would you help people who are really stuck right now and who really want to make some great change and who are hearing this message, this call to freedom, and would really want to make some changes in their lives? Where would you even start if you found yourself in that place? And so I'm just going to read you some of the things that she said. I'm going to put them in the notes underneath this video so you can sort of walk through them and know there's real hope and there's real help and that you can be free. You don't have to be stuck here forever and your life can be defined by generosity and not by debt, which would be amazing. I know, right? So the first thing, of course, is to pray and ask God for wisdom, direction. He's the provider of everything. Switching your focus to understand that He's the one who can help you the most. He's the one who can empower you to walk out the decisions that you need to make. And so ask God for wisdom. Let Him show you the things that need to be switched and changed and moved around. You can next get financial counseling. It is available everywhere. This doesn't mean that you're filing for bankruptcy. It means that you're opening up your books, your finances, and saying, I just need help. I need someone to look at this objectively and help me figure this kind of thing out, and really ask somebody for help. It can be a humbling process, I know, but if you try to do it on your own, you might just stay stuck forever. And so that process of asking for help is so, so powerful. If you do think you can tackle on your own and you think, I know I can do this, one of the things you're going to do is start with just making a detailed list of all of your debts, especially your cards. What's your limit? How much do you owe on them? What's the minimum monthly payment? And then just start making a payment plan based on all of the above. Set them up automatically from your bank account. Get rid of all of those cards in the meantime and just start working to pay them down. There's a phrase called a debt snowball that Dave Ramsey teaches, and Jackie would say this is a great idea too. Pay more than the minimum amount on the lowest balance card with any extra cash that you have. And then after that's paid off, pay off the next lowest balance with that plus that. And that's a great principle to follow. These are some really simple steps that will help you to feel like you're making progress and making a dent. Of course, we don't add any debt at all, no matter how small, as you're working through this process of becoming free. You can call your creditors and see if they can lower your interest rate. You need to set a budget and stick to it. These are all just really practical steps. These are things, I just read The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. Never read anything by him before. He walks through these very, very similar steps that were very, very helpful. And then you can just do these things. You really, really can do these things and be free. And lastly, remember that just like we talked on Sunday about when you plant, you have to wait for the harvest. It doesn't come automatically. You've got to trust the process. If you are committed to being free in your finances so that you can live generous, you can live out, like pouring out, instead of always being worried about money and being worried about what you're bound to. Remember that you didn't get into debt overnight. You're not going to get out of it overnight. You need to trust the process. You need to understand that you're working towards something and it's going to take a little bit of time, but it will be such an important and rewarding thing. And so don't feel hopeless today. Don't hear that message on Sunday and think, well, I could never do that, or that could never be me. Believe that Jesus really does want to walk you through this process and be free. There's some practical steps. There's lots of great help out there. And just think about how, as a follower of Christ, you are called to be free, and that Jesus has already given you everything you need in your life. And so you can trust him. You can trust him with this. You can trust him to help you make the hard decisions that come, and that he's going to support you and encourage you and give you every kind of strength that you need so that you can walk free in this area of your life. And so I pray that for you. I would love to help you in any way that I can, point you in the right direction, get some resources into your hands. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to reach out. And let's be free and be known for our incredible generosity together as a church. I hope this is helpful, and we'll talk to you soon.